Good Friday, good afternoon, G Force. G is for gratitude. Tom Ginn here today, and we'll be right back. A little introduction from our sponsor. Good afternoon, G Force. G is for gratitude. Gratitude, I believe, powers your potential. Just think about it. When we're in a place of difficulty, challenges, uh, go to a place of gratitude. Just keep in mind, your subconscious will not allow you to hold on to two thoughts at the same time. You can't harbor a negative and you can't harbor a positive at the same time. So gratitude really gets you in a place what I call mental homeostasis. You have an opportunity to regroup how you feel about what's going on. And when we have difficulties, think of something positive. It brings you joy, happiness, and peace. Look at the good to what's going to be grateful what's going on in that moment because it will give you a place and a time to get a different perspective. And so gratitude works. I've been teaching these principles in my coaching ever since I got the book by Robert A. Emmons, Gratitude Works. And one of the things that really blew me away is that writing your gratitude down is so important, but unfortunately many people just do it without a lot of thought. The world record is 50 years every day, never missed a day to write a gratitude statement with never a replication or a duplication. It was clearly written out with the why. It was a clear picture. Can you imagine that? Taking every day and never missed a day, never replicated or duplicated a gratitude statement. Well, gee, that's a lot. We have infinite supply, infinite amount of things to be grateful, even from the simplest things. That the fact that I have a pen here, why am I so grateful? Yeah, I can write my notes and it gives me the ease of this is a great pen. I'm grateful for how it writes its ink, all those type of things. But go deeper than that. Think about, be grateful to the person that thought of this idea. This particular pen, this particular model, this particular ballpoint pen, this particular ink. Go deeper. Go deeper. And gratitude is we take casually. Take it seriously. What is your gratitude? What are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? And why? I'm going to cover something today in the book that I've been working out of, Sikes' book. Here it is right here, Life on Your Own Terms. And we're still in chapter 3. This chapter is really important to get a good grasp of. So I'm just going to cover a couple points today in this book. We'll get back to it here in a moment. But it's really about gratitude changes everything, gives you a different perspective. I'm grateful for this very moment because what has happened in the past, I can learn from it. I can make changes, never make those same mistakes that I may have made in the past by choice. Everything we do is a choice, but we can always change our choices. And so I'm taking this very moment. I'm so grateful for this moment. There's no guarantee that I'll be here in 30 seconds. I could be taken. So I got to make the best of this moment. No matter what difficulties or challenges I had an hour ago, it has no impact on what I'm doing right now. I could make it an impact. I could be fretting. I could be worrying. I could be mad. I could be whatever it is, what happened in the past. but I elect not to stay there, because this is the moment that you have total control of. And what we do and how we respond to anything will dictate what happens next. And this is cumulative. And over time, by building a positive attitude, being grateful changes everything. So, but I got a couple announcements. Today I'll be studying, we're working still in chapter 3. We're only covering a couple points, sub parts of this chapter, because I think it's really relevant to grasp a hold of these. I can spend a whole day just studying this chapter. There's so much in here, and to learn or get a different clarity of how I'm operating in my life. So, but let's get to the announcements. The first one is I'm so excited for my wife. She's a consultant, an educator, and a teacher in her profession, and she has been working on her book for 2 years now. It's officially out. Her book is here. Her book is here. And here it is, right there. The Soul of Ethical Service. It's who we show up as, our ethics, our character, our purpose, and how we interface with people. This book is for any professional, anybody that's working on intimate levels, or just in general, in business. There's some powerful, powerful principles that we can learn from this book. So I'm so proud of Kathy and what she's doing there. To get this book or to learn more about the book, you can go to bookbaby.com or store.bookbaby. Do the search, Kathy Ginn, and the book will pop up. There'll be a whole description of the book. And she doesn't know that I'm doing this today. We're going to be doing a interview coming up in the very near future as part of this announcement today. I don't have a specific date yet, but to talk about the book and what inspired her to write it, the need for people to understand these basic principles. So I'm really excited for her with her book. She got the first delivery of books last week. You can get the book directly through bookbaby.com. Go to the store, type her name in, and you'll be able to look at the book and order it. And we say thank you in advance if you do order the book. And share this out today. Share this out. Let's say other announcements. What we have is on Monday, Elevate Your Profits, Wes Wyatt. And it's going to be just me and Wes. Mark has family commitments, getting out of town, spending time with his family for the next week through the holiday, 4th of July that's coming up. But Wes, we're going to be talking about how to win in business, how to share your branding message. Wes has a great message, great principles that anybody in business out there can incorporate day one. So I'm excited to have Wes on. He's been on in the past, so it'd be him and I having some dialogue about what he's doing and helping individuals and businesses take their business to the next level. So with that all said, turn on your notifications, tag and share for Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Wes Wyatt. So what are you grateful for today and why? Well, let's get into Rex's book a little bit. And I'm going to be not just reading out of the book, but I'm going to just cover some points, expound on some of the things he says. I'm going to also interject my new level of awareness or what I've learned from the past from other great mind coaches, because these principles are so powerful. And again, I love the way Rex has written this book. We had a good conversation this last Sunday regarding the book and why he's written it the way he's done with the the capital letters, the bolding, and those type of things. It draws you in, brings attention versus just some dialogue. It really causes you to ponder, think. This is not just a read. It's a study manual. It's something you can do to start making immediate changes in your life, and life on your own terms. One of the topics we'll be talking about today is asking the right questions. What does it mean living life on your terms? Or are you living life on others' terms? Societal norms, societal terms, family terms, how we were brought up, educational, relationship. Whose terms are you living on? And many of us, and put me in this category, lived to do things the way mom and dad wanted us to do it. You should go after this career. That'd be the best path. And not really taking time to explore what really I wanted in life. And I don't think anybody knows what they want. I think it's accumulation and a process. At some time, we get some sort of clarity. Very few of us really have that epiphany day one. This is what I'm going to do. This is my purpose and my why. And I'm going after it day one. Very few of us. So it's a process, but it really just starts by asking questions. Where did you get those thoughts? And that sort of leads to the first part of subchapters here is you are where your thoughts take you. So what we think about now is going to take us someplace. But generally, our thoughts are usually repetitive, the same patterns of thinking at a subconscious level. And I love what Einstein said. I'm just going to paraphrase this. All our life's experiences, thoughts, and actions have gotten us to where we are today. Our thoughts take us places. This moment where I'm at today isn't just something that fell out of the sky. It's accumulation of all my thoughts and beliefs and attitudes, shifting some things. A year ago, 2 years ago, I would never envision myself doing a live stream. So I'm changing my thoughts. And as I change my thoughts, I take actions, and here I am doing live stream. In the past, my beliefs would be, gee, Tom, God, I'm afraid of the camera, or gee, what are people going to think? Or whatever our crazy thinking will take us to a path. We're always, like I love what Glenn Maucher, your first thoughts dictate what direction your bus is going. Your thoughts will take you to where you're at. So all your thoughts, the cultural thoughts that you were given at a subconscious level, are programming. Living life on other people's terms. Those are learned. Those are learned. And so where we are today is accumulation of all of our beliefs, our thoughts, actions. And if we continue that same pattern, we're going to be in the same place tomorrow. We'll be in the same place 5 years from now. We'll be the same place 20 years from now. Yeah, there might be a few things and circumstances come and change things. You may get lucky and hit the lottery and change your financial legacy. But in reality, where you are today, financially, spiritually, relationship-wise, business, income, is going to stay pretty much the same if you don't make some changes in your thoughts. Just a small little thought change can dramatically send you in a trajectory that you could never have comprehended. That 1 degree of separation. You start out 1 degree, say that's not a whole lot. But when you see that go off into affinity, that is a huge, huge amount of shift. Just 1 degree is huge. And if you just exercise 1 degree consistently, it's about learning to change. See, you've got to unlearn what you've been taught and then relearn new thinking, new beliefs. Because if you don't, you're not going to be changing whatsoever. See, our mind loves to absorb information. It loves it, but it's how we interpret it determines what we do with it. See, our mind is going to seek out what our thoughts are. It's going to seek out the things that support the thinking. You have negative thoughts, you're going to find negative things. Think about negative about your health. It's going to seek the negative things are going to be seeking out. You're not going to make those changes in your diet or your exercise because you're thinking on the negative instead of thinking on the positive. What does that look like to lose 20, 30 pounds? What's it going to feel like? Those thoughts are going to, and your behavior and your actions start matching what you think about. And then only then do you get changes. See, many people, and you can include me in this conversation, we focus on problems, limitations, issues. And I've seen this as a financial coach. I got into personal development because, as Dave Ramsey said, and this applies in anything that we're doing in our life, 20% of success is knowledge. Got to have knowledge, got to have some understanding. If you're going to be a brain surgeon, you're going to have a lot of knowledge of how the brain works, right? So, but the behavior is going to dictate what you do with it in life. Do you believe that you could become the best brain surgeon? The knowledge doesn't get you. Do you believe that you can? I love the fact that it's your belief that will dictate your behavior. Dave Ramsey said it clear. 20% of winning with money, you can apply this formula to anything. I've experienced it. I see it, is knowledge. See, we know what to do to win financially. Live below your means, save some money, get out of debt. Very simple to win with money, to accumulate wealth. But why don't we do it? 80% of everything that happens in our life is behavioral, a belief system at a subconscious level. See, we know what to do, but why don't we do it? See, winning with money, people are focused on the negative, they're focused on the debt. And guess what happens? That Bob Proctor says it, my coach and mentor, is if we focus on debt, that's a limiting belief system and will continue the behavior to support debt. Keep you in the hole. Keep you poor. Are you thinking about health or are you thinking about illness? Are you thinking about troubles or are you thinking about solutions? Are you affected by the calamities around you? And we got a lot of calamities going on today in our society, in our culture, in our politics, in our educational system. There's a lot of calamities going on, a lot of things that we just can't figure. Why is it so crazy out there? Are we focusing on that, or are we focusing instead of what we really want? Are you being sucked in? Like Rex said the other day, is all what we see on TV and stuff, and everybody has their own perspective. Are you being sucked in to their perspective and their point of view? Yes, there's misinformation on both sides. Yes, there is different points of view on anything that we have, but are you being sucked in and start focusing in on the things you want? You know, a lot of people are really concerned about inflation. Yes. Cost of gas. All these things, are you focused on it? Because you know what? When we had the Great Depression, more millionaires were made than at any period of American history because there's a solution to a problem. Are you focusing on the problem or are you focusing in on a solution? What do you really want? As Napoleon Hill says, what is your heart's desire? And then when you get clear on that, I call it your vision, your purpose, and in life. When you get clear on that, everything, your focus changes and you only see the solution oriented. It's important to recognize the problem of what's the solution. And there's infinite amount of solutions out there. They're around us right now. But if you're thinking negative, you can't see them. If you start shifting your thinking, you start seeing opportunities. You start seeing possibilities. You start seeing that there is light at the end of a tunnel, that it's not dark. Because we do those things habitually. So if you're have negative thoughts habitually, you're going to get results that match up with habitual behavior. It's simple in concept. Is it easy to do? No, it takes discipline. It takes some work. It takes some real strong inner work of what you really want and desire in life. Get clear on your vision. As Dr. Miles Monroe, when you have a clear vision, life becomes easeful. I didn't say easy, easeful. It determines who you hang with. It determines what books you read. It determines what entertainment you do. It determines the food you eat. It determines everything when you're clear in your vision. Everything else is then a distraction or a silvery object. And only those things that align with your vision, not just your income and not just your business, but in your relationships, your spiritual life, your health life. What do you focus in on? The problem or the solution? If you're sick, focus on their solutions out there. Ask questions. Ask questions and new solutions will appear. And the more questions you ask, the deeper you go, the more validation you get, and then you change your behavior, your belief system, and put those things into action, and then you get the results. Like I said a little bit ago, to make very significant changes in your life, we think we got to do so much study. We just got to spend so much time. We got to spend so much money. We got to spend so much. That's limited thinking in the beginning. That's limited thinking. We have an abundance of resources. The one thing we don't have is an abundance of time. In our own definition, time is infinite. But in our day-to-day, what we do with it is more important than how much of it that we have. So 1 degree shift, if you look at a 1 degree and just watch that go off into infinity, you'll see that it just opens up a significant amount of changes. Little incremental shifts in our thinking. What's your first thought right now listening to me? And I guarantee you there is a first thought. Do I accept or reject? Does it motivate me? Does it anger me? Does it cause questions? There is a first thought, and that first thought is the direction you're going. So it's important to recognize your first thought. A few simple things. Yeah, we got some economic hardships that people are facing. I don't focus on them. I focused on prosperity. I focus on solutions. I focus on ways to analyze how this world's impacting me. And I'm making decisions in relationship to my vision, purpose, and why. I'm not worried. If something comes up, I'm prepared to look at it differently. I'm not a pessimist. I'm an optimist. I believe that, the cup is half full, not half empty. In all things I do. People say, Tom, how do you stay positive? It's a decision. I'm not putting my head in the sand and not recognize there's things of reality, but it's how I approach them that has changed everything in my life. If I hadn't changed my thinking, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I've struggled at times in many areas of my life, spiritually, relationships, business. I can go on and on. But the moment I shifted and focused on positive outcomes and solutions, man, the life became easy. Easeful is the best word. Not easy, easeful. But I got clear on my vision, my purpose, and why. And everything else that doesn't support that, I move it out of the way. I don't focus on it. I don't get tied up in the calamities. I don't get caught up in the trouble. What we think about is what we become. What you can see in your mind, you can hold in your hand. Think and grow rich. Again, make a few simple changes. Well, gee, I've never done that before. It takes some skill. It takes some work. It takes some practice. It takes whatever it is we're looking to change. There's going to be a price to be paid. You have to do some work. And that skill or the talent you have that could be manifested even bigger will start showing up. It comes from doing. And I've had my own business. I've hired and trained and developed salespeople, my own financial company. And so many people want to know everything before they go out and do anything. Well, you can spend an entire lifetime in a financial service. You can spend an entire lifetime learning about money. All you need to do is some belief that what you're going to be sharing with somebody, and just go out and take it out to the market. And you will learn as you go. You will get better as you go. Just like this live streaming. Hey, some days I'm on, some days I'm off. When I started it, I look at my first interview to where I'm at today. There's been an improvement. Is it where I really want to be? And, but you know what? It's by doing. The skills come from by doing. You want to change a behavior or belief, you got to do some things differently. And you learn, oh, if I do X, I get this result. Oh, that's learning. I like that result, so I'll continue doing it. Oh, I stumbled, I fell, I didn't get the result. You ask a few questions. You never ask the question, what could I do better? Because that's a negative. What could I do differently? Because when you say, what could I do better? You're telling yourself that you failed. You just reckon, what can I do differently to get a different outcome? Words have power. And see, we've been conditioned to quit. And I think what Dr. Miles Monroe says it better than anybody I've heard in this arena. See, if you don't have a strong vision, purpose, and why in life, the first obstacle, most people quit. First disappointment, they quit. And we have been conditioned. 3 strikes and you're out, as Rex would say. If you don't succeed, try again. Then what? The light bulb. 10,000 tries before it became a reality. 10,000. Most people try 1, 2, 3 times and then they quit. And the reason they quit, their vision isn't clear, their purpose isn't clear enough. Because the solution is there. Hey, Robert, thanks for jumping on. Tag and share this out, my friend. I hope you're doing well. We've been conditioned to try a few times and then abandon the pursuit, or dramatically downsize, settling, I call it. Well, maybe I'm not worthy of XYZ, fill in the blank. Believe that you're worthy of. I remember when Bob Proctor sat with me when I first decided to get involved in personal development. I joined his program, had time with him personally. He asked me my whys. I told him what I want to do with the business. And he pointed out to me, you don't believe strong enough. It won't happen. The best business plan in the world doesn't work until you get very clear on your purpose, your why, or your desire. When you do that, you take action, you learn along the way. I asked 10,000 questions. And, I love what my first real mentor in life and business was, Art Williams. His Art Williams speech, "Just do it." Such a powerful, just do it. 3 words. That's how you learn in life. Just do it. You got to pursue something. You want to go back to college? Yeah, I haven't got the money. I got the time. That's wrong thinking. That's limited thinking. That's problems oriented, not solution. If you want it bad enough, you will find it. You'll find the time. You will find the money. You'll find what you're looking at. The answers and solutions are already around you. But if you're negative, you cannot see what's right in front of you. We're settling for less. Even the most successful people that I know still have limiting beliefs because we can't comprehend infinite supply of anything. So we'll always consider that we got a ceiling on us. But if you could just learn to just take the ceiling off, the universe or life has all the answers for us. And you must keep going. The reality of this, you must keep going until you break through. And just consider this story. Just imagine this. This story, there's people that have dug out of prisons with a tablespoon. Just imagine that. Take some months, weeks, and years. Most people start digging in the dirt. Oh, there's a big rock there. I guess I can't escape. I guess I can't get to the freedom that I really want. See, wanting it doesn't change anything. It's the desire. See, it's the desire to escape that prison was a driving force, even though they had a limited resource to use, but they weren't going to let the limiting resource, they were determined to get out. You don't have to stay in the prison that you're in, but many times people don't recognize the prison they're in, so they can't escape it. If you don't recognize the prison you're in, you cannot see how to get out. And have you been conditioned that door is locked? There's been stories out there. I don't remember the exact story that was out there, but that there was a prison where they closed the door and all the inmates thought the door was locked, and it was never locked. They never tested it. They could have escaped. Are you conditioned based on what you see and make an assumption it is locked? As Napoleon Hill says, what's your desire? Bob Proctor says, what do you want? But then you take an next, what do you really desire? Are you determined to create the life on your own terms? Or are you letting circumstances, people, conditions, calamities dictate your outcome? We have to tell our subconscious a different story. When we do that with repetition and work and discipline tied to a vision, purpose, and why, you will get there. You'll get there. Success in anything in life takes a decision. I don't want it. I desire it. That's an emotional attachment to the outcome you seek before you get it. You've got to be in it before you obtain it. And then, as I opened up today, What is your why? What are you grateful for today? What do you want? Asking questions is so important. Why do I believe the way I believe? Why do I believe that only certain people have financial success and I don't? Where did that belief come from? It's only your own thoughts. And you perpetuate that thought and you believe that you can't do what somebody else did. Now, I always believe that we have to deal with the physical laws of the world and certain laws, but if you believe that you want it bad enough, you'll find a solution. I like using this example. Let's say my vision in life is to fly like a butterfly. Fly like a butterfly. Well, that isn't by law. I can't do that. I don't have wings. I'm 250 pounds. Physically, it's impossible for me to flap my arms and fly like a butterfly. I'm not a butterfly. Do I give up with that thought? I want to experience that experience of flying like a butterfly. Most people give up. Oh, the law says you can't do it. Well, here's the solution. What if I could say, if I can create a contraption or a vehicle that looks like a butterfly, figure out ways to make the wings flap and fly like a butterfly, that I can get in, I can experience flying like a butterfly. Did I create that reality? I took the physical law, which says I couldn't do it, and used my creativity and created a solution to bring that to reality. The greatest things that have occurred in life, people says you can't do it. It's impossible. Most people believe that, and they never find a solution. So Tom Gannon, if that was my strongest desire, and I wanted it bad enough, I would create something that looks like a butterfly, something I can get into, would fly like a butterfly. I could experience it. That's a reality that I can create, from a fantasy to a reality. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. Asking questions. Don't fret. I love another one of Bob Proctor's great stories, true story. He ran across a tornado. The roads were blocked up. He ran across a guy that was a radio mogul, and it was devastation. And they were talking, and we want to raise $3 million in 3 days. So he got his staff together, and everybody says, oh, that's too big of a problem. We're not going to be able to do it. And he eliminated that thinking, is what can we do? What is possible? And guess what they did? They did raise $3 million in 3 days and in 3 hours. The 333 story. If you ever studied any Bob Proctor materials, I encourage you to seek that one out, because it's just focusing on solutions, and they were able to accomplish what everybody started out, we can't do it. There's not enough time. We don't know the right people. We got blah, 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 blah. And they just focus on one little thing. One little thought led to another thought, led to another thought. At the end of that first day, they had a solution and they accomplished it. Are you thinking about how much debt you have? How much your back hurts? The tumors in your groin? I'm so unhappy. I'm worried. Oh, I'm not smart. I must be stupid. I'm worthless. I'm not worthy. I can't do the right things. I can never learn that. Some people are just lucky, but not me. And why do bad things always happen to me? Yeah, there's circumstances in life. A tornado comes through and tears your house down. That's something outside of your control, but it's how you deal with it. Somebody dies you love with. Yeah, we got to deal with it. Are we going to let it carry how we operate the rest of our lives? That's your decision. But I just want to, that's just part one thing. Got a couple of comments here. I just want to say thanks for those that have jumped in. Thanks, Robert. Yeah, Robert said something. The key word that he said in that last statement: be excited. Be excited about your life. Don't be fearful. Do you realize excitement and fear are on the same vibrational levels? This is what sports psychologists know. Athletes, let's say football players or boxers, they're going into an environment that the worst case scenario that could kill them. Why is it that somebody would run down a football field full speed, collide into a 300-pound body, knowing that they could be severely injured or even die? Why do they do that? Common sense, logic, and reason says, that's crazy. Let's not do that. But see, they had a vision. They had a dream. They have a purpose. They want to, they have a goal to win the championship. We got to stop this play. And they will, the vision is so clear, they're willing to sacrifice everything for the vision, the purpose, and the why. Is your vision, purpose, and why strong? And so what sports psychologists do is they eliminate fear out of their thinking. If you eliminate the word fear out of your thinking, and replace it with excitement, same vibration. Now I'm excited to run down the field and not even thinking about the calamity that could happen, the disaster that could happen, the injury that could happen, the death that could happen. But they're focused on their vision, their purpose, and why, and they're excited. If you're fearful to get on stage, don't be afraid. I'm excited to get on stage. Excitement is when you replace fear with excitement, same vibrational, and then you feel good about that. You take action, and then you like that behavior, the feeling you get, and you keep doing that behavior over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. So I expounded on some of the things I've learned, and in relating to Rex's book, I encourage everybody to get this book, no matter what other things you're studying and other personal development, other gurus, other mentors. They all have tremendous amount of wisdom and insight. But when you read this book, now you can say, gee, now I understand what Waddle says. Oh, gee, I understand what Jim Rohn meant. Gee, I understand what Napoleon Hill meant. Gee, now I understand. This is a great book. So it is Friday. I am grateful for this moment. I'm grateful that those that are here today, we're here. I'm grateful. Tag and share this out. We never know what my message, whether it's impacting or not, but you never know how it may impact somebody else in a positive way. It may resonate with somebody. Somebody says, I need to make a change in my thinking. I need to go get this book. I need to go maybe get Kathy's book, because it talks a lot about these same principles. She didn't invent any of these principles. She's expanded on them. She's taken her own personal life experience and her professional life experiences and created a magnificent book on who we show up ethically as. And anybody out there that's in the professions, it's who you show up as. Not what you know and what you can do. It's who do you really show up as? I encourage everybody to take a look and incorporate this book in your readings by Kathy Ginn. You can go to BookBaby. Check it out. If it resonates with you, we thank you. Share this out. It's only one. I call it the ripple. Like our goal in life is to take what we have, our gifts and our talents, and don't hold them back and share it. I'm glad somebody shared with me, going way back, many different people, has changed my life. Where I'm at today is accumulation of all my thinking, behaviors, and actions. And some of them were negative at some points in my life. But to where I am today, if I want to go to a different destination, like Einstein says, you can't use the same formula. You got from point A to point B. Now you want to go to point C. You cannot use A to B thinking. You have to put a new level of thinking in to get to the new destination. Yes, you can build on A and B, but now you got to find a new solution, a new way of thinking. You want to go to point D. You want to get to the moon. You want to get to Mars. Each one of those steps, those points, going to take a whole different way of thinking. Can't use the destination thinking to get to Mars. You cannot do it. You have to make those changes. That's physics as well. That's what I love about Einstein. He was really telling how our minds work as well by law. So with that all said, everybody have a great day, great weekend. God bless you. Share this out, and we'll catch you on the next G-Force.